Hi, it's Janice. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a new to booktube / booktube noob tag. That's really difficult to say. I was inspired to do this by Kizzy Reads, and after I watched her video, I went to look for the questions, and while I was searching them, I found another tag very similar to this, so I'm going to kind of combine them. The first one is the new to booktube tag by Trina of the YouTube channel Between Chapters, and then the other one I just got from a booktube wiki page. So I'm going to go through these questions and just answer them hopefully pretty quickly. I don't want it to be too long of a video. So the first question is, where are you joining us from? I am from Houston, Texas. How old are you? I am 29. Why did you join Booktube? I didn't actually join Booktube intentionally. I knew that I wanted to make videos. I've been making videos for a while on a couple different channels, and my videos always seem to gravitate towards reading and books, so I think that's what I'm going to mainly focus on. What is the meaning behind your channel name? It's just my name with a bunch of J's in front of it, JJJJanis. What type of books do you read / want to talk about here? I read a lot of books. I guess the better question is, what don't I read? I'm not a really big fan of historical fiction, though I'm thinking about getting into it because I'm hearing a lot of good stuff. I'm not a fan at all of romance, though maybe as I get older I might be interested in that. I don't know. And then I'm also not a fan of like Western-y books, but anything else I'll pretty much read and discuss here. Who are some of your favorite authors? My favorite authors are Neil Gaiman. I love him so much. Stephen King, I think he's amazing. And Brian K. Vaughan. I have loved everything by him that I've read, and I fully intend to read everything he ever puts out eventually. I need to read Ex Machina and Pride of Baghdad and things like that eventually, but I love Saga. I love Y the Last Man. I'm reading Paper Girls. We Stand on Guard. I'm just a super big Brian K. Vaughan fan. What's the last book you read? The last book I completed was Mindy Kaling's Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me book. That's the last book I finished, but I'm currently reading a lot of books. What are you currently reading? I'm currently reading The Hot Zone, Fun Home, The Graveyard Book, More Than This, and What No One Will Tell Fat Girls. Sorry. And normally I don't read that many books at one time, but two of the books I'm reading currently are kind of a lot, which is What No One Will Tell Fat Girls and Hot Zone. So to kind of cleanse my palate between these books, I'm reading shorter books and just more fun books like The Graveyard Book and things like that. Let's see. What do you use for bookmarks? Normally for bookmarks, I'll just stick whatever is around, so like a receipt or something like that. But because I am reading so many books right now, I have a bunch of different things that I'm using. I read a lot of comic books, and so I have these comic book board things. There are these white boards you stick in the back of a comic book bag to hold them up so they don't like slouch and whatnot. And I just cut one. These were too big to fit into the bags that we bought a long time ago, so I use these for everything. And one of the things I used them for was making a bookmark. Another thing that I am using as a bookmark, I read a lot of comic books, and Saga by Brian K. Vaughan is one of my favorite ones. I've gone through a lot of copies of that book, and one of them I let my nephew read, which probably is not a great idea because there is some graphic information in there, but one of my nephews, I let my oldest nephew borrow it, but one of my younger nephews destroyed it. It was just not in great condition, and I have it in other forms, so I just took one of the pages, I took it all apart. And I'm going to be making a collage for it. I think I'm going to stick the collage in front of my TV when I film videos. But so I took one of the pages and just turned it into a bookmark. I stuck it to some paper and then taped it. And it says, "This is landfall, largest of the planets in the galaxy and also my mother's home. If you're not reading Saga, you definitely should." And then the last thing that I'm using right now as a bookmark, which I kind of got as an idea off the internet, from obviously just reading things and seeing things online, but I recently did a cosplay actually a couple months ago for a ladies' night at my comic shop that I went to. And I was a lumberjane, so I made a bunch of different little patches from the lumberjane comic, but I haven't really done anything with them since then. So I took one, this is one of them, if you got it, haunt it, which is the name of this badge, and I sewed it to some elastic and used it to make a bookmark out of that. So those are the things I'm using as bookmarks right now. Show us your TBR pile. My current TBR / reading, I have a video discussing these books. This is it. This is what I'm reading right now. What do you prefer, hardcover or paperback? Paperback definitely, but I don't like mass market paperback. I think they're really ugly. ebook or physical book. I'm really torn on that. I love physical books because I think they're really like nice to hold and look good on a shelf and whatnot, but I love ebooks because I like to be able to lay in bed in the dark and read. Owning or borrowing books. Owning, definitely. What book or series got you into reading? I don't know that there's any specific book or series that got me into reading. I remember reading as a little kid, Goosebumps and the Boxcar Kids, I think is what it was called. Some book about a dog. Gosh, man, I haven't thought about this in a long time. I think it was like, he was somebody's dog. I'll have to Google it. But it was a series that I was really into as a kid. How did you discover Booktube? My friend Niana, she was into Booktube, and we're actually both pretty into YouTube in general. We watch a lot of YouTubers, and I knew that I was looking for new people to follow, and she told me about Peruse Project and Climb the Stacks and a couple other people, but those two that I named are my two favorite at this point. But she got me into it, and from there I've just kind of looked. Whenever I'm looking for new people to follow, I just search like November TBR or whatever and just see who's putting stuff out and if there's somebody that I'm interested in watching. What challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? I think the challenges that I'm going to be facing the most with my channel is just holding myself accountable, creating the content and editing it up and putting it up in a timely manner. I think that's what I'm going to be challenged with the most. Where else can you find me? You can find me on Instagram, the same as here, JJJJanis. I just created a Twitter, and it's the same, JJJJanis. And then I have my Goodreads, which I'll link all of these in the bottom. But I definitely recommend following me on Goodreads or friending me on Goodreads so I can see what you're reading, you can see what I'm reading, and so on and whatnot. So that's everything for the new to Booktube tag. And then there are a couple other questions. I'm going to skip a few because some of them do kind of are kind of duplicates. But so it says, why did you start this channel? I kind of already, discussed that. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I know that a lot of the people that I follow do read comic books or graphic novels, but they read either some of the more popular ones or obviously like superhero type things. And I think that a lot of people don't realize the things that you can find in comic book form. So I'm hoping that discussing the comics and graphic novels that I read will just open people up to trying new things and just reading new things because there's so much that comic books have to offer. What are you most excited for about this channel? Meeting people, definitely. Why do you love reading? I don't know. I just do. I always have. It's just been such a great calming experience for me. It's a lot of fun. I just really enjoy being swept away into a completely different world. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't have any questions that I would ask my favorite booktubers. I don't comment a lot, but if I have anything to ask or say, I'll definitely put it in the comments and hope that they get around to it. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Like I said, just holding myself accountable and creating videos. When Kizzy answered this question or the question in the other one, she mentioned just worrying about doing reviews, and I definitely relate to that. I don't know that I am like qualified or able to really give a review, but I'm going to do my best. It's definitely something that I want to do, content that I want to put up. When did you start reading? I don't know, when I was 4. Such a weird question. When did you start reading? Where do you read? I read right here. I work from home. This is my work space right here. So in between calls and emails and whatever I'm working on, if I have a little bit of downtime, I pick up a book and I read it. I also lay in bed and read. Those are the two places that I read right now, but it is getting cooler here in Texas, so I'm hoping to be able to spend a little time on my patio reading. So anyway, that is everything that I have to answer today. If you have other questions, anything you're interested in knowing, just send me a comment. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Follow me on, my social media and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.